Fine.
Now, we've got a bit of a rundown of what we expect to do this evening. There have got to be almost 20 names of people who are going to be joining us from one place or another. Now, one place we're not going to be is the Liberal campaign headquarters, because although Mark Carney personally told me when I met him in Davos, Switzerland last year that he's fine answering tough questions from Rebel News, it was actually a lie. And when he sees Rebel News reporters, he sends police to arrest us. So I don't want our team to be arrested tonight of all nights. And so we're not actually going to attempt to do some journalism where the Liberals are around. And that's going to be actually one of my main fears as the proprietor of Rebel News. If Mark Carney wins, I suspect we'll have an onslaught of censorship. I suspect Bill C-63 will be revived. And they hate Rebel News. You know, Sheila, I was just tabulating the number of views and impressions that Rebel News got over the last, since the campaign started. We added up our YouTube, our Twitter, our Facebook, our Instagram, our emails, our radio spots, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And the total number, I'm going from memory here, was about 320 million views and impressions. That's a third of a billion. Not quite as much as we had during the trucker convoy, but it's still an astonishing number. In fact, if you look at the CBC's rate card, Sheila, on any given month, they have around 320 million views and impressions. So for the last 5 weeks, we have been pretty much as big as the CBC, which is why they want to stop us so badly. And yeah, I'm a little bit afraid of that. I'm a lot afraid of that if they win. But we have, that was just me talking about the Liberals for a minute, but we have people hither, thither, and yon. We've got Alexa Lavoie and Tamara Ugolini in Ottawa at the Conservative Party HQ. And we're going to check in with them from time to time. That's going to be pretty exciting. We've got our friend David Menzies in London, Ontario, where Andrew Lawton is the candidate. You may remember Andrew. He was the lead journalist with True North, and he used to be a radio talk show host, etc. Now he's running, and it's a real winnable riding. But with the polls as they are, it'll be up and down. Who knows? In the far west, the deep west, our friend Drea Humphrey will be at Mike de Jong's independent MP candidate watch. He is the only independent that I think could win tonight, and we'll have to get the full explanation of that from Drea. Also, on Vancouver Island, you may have noticed over the last month that Kat Canada, as her online name is, I think her real name is Katrina Panova, is going to be at Aaron Gunn's Conservative headquarters. Aaron Gunn, again, one of my favorite journalists and documentary filmmakers who is now running. So we will have people at some really fun campaign offices. Now, 3 out of 4 of them, I acknowledge, are Conservative, but I just don't want our people to be arrested by Mark Carney's goons tonight. That's all.
For sure. And we know that Mark Carney will say one thing and do another. I mean, he said to Cian Bexty during the debates, you would hear these things in person if you came to my campaign announcements, but we know he calls the cops on independent journalists, including Cian Bexty, at campaign announcements, and he has continued to toss independent journalists out of his campaign events, including not even Rebels, Western Standard, Juno News, Kareem Assad. She gets the boot all the time. She's on a blacklist over at the Carney campaign.
Yeah, it's really unhealthy the turn this country has taken. And I know, obviously, I say it for personal reasons. We can't operate our business if our people are always being arrested. But I really do think it touches on the public interest. The idea that politicians can just have people arrested. Efrain, could you find the clip? It's from Parks and Rec, from that TV show Parks and Rec, where that comedian...
Venezuelans. Is it the Venezuelans that come?
Yeah, and he says, straight to jail. If you undercook pasta, straight to jail. If you overcook chicken, straight to jail. Can you get me that straight to jail clip? It's just so funny, and it's what I think of.
They have special jails for journalists.
That's right. You know, this was a spoof. This was it really is funny. I forget the name of Fred Armiston, I think is his name. He's a great comedian. Armiston. He was the star of a show called Portlandia, which I really recommend. But it's not even funny anymore because it was absurd in its day, but the actual Portland is much crazier. Here is Canada in its treatment of journalists under Mark Carney. Take a look.
This is outrageous. Where are the armed men who come in to take the protesters away? Where are they? This kind of behavior is never tolerated in Boracua. You shout like that, they put you in jail right away. No trial, no nothing. Journalists, we have a special jail for journalists. You're stealing, right to jail. You're playing music too loud, right to jail, right away. You're driving too fast, jail. Slow, jail. You're charging too high prices for sweaters, glasses. You right to jail. You undercook fish, believe it or not, jail. You overcook chicken, also jail. Undercook, overcook. You make an appointment with the dentist and you don't show up, believe it or not, jail, right away. We have the best patients in the world because of jail. This is
a special
Canada.
jail for journalists. Oh my God, I should not be laughing. But it's as if, I mean, that's got to be a 10-year-old clip now.
Yeah.
That is Canada. I mean, I said it, when I first said it, I said it as a wry, dark joke, but it is almost true already that one day soon in Canada there'll only be two kinds of journalists. Journalists paid for by the government and journalists banned by the government, and nothing in between.
Yeah, and I mean, Mark Carney has not hidden his plans to censor the internet. He called conspiracy theories or conspiracy facts, depending on what day it is, online pollution that washes over our virtual borders from the United States.
Pollution, eh?
And that pollution, well, that's, you may call something pollution, and what's the next thing you get to do to it? Tax it.
Yeah, yeah.